Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. 2015 marks 10 years since provincial legislation was put in place to ban smoking in all public facilities, including restaurants across Saskatchewan. Although it's the middle of winter, the city of Swift Current is already looking towards spring and how the annual runoff will affect water levels through the creek. A unique and humorous spin on the traditional form of weather forecasting is that of the pig spleen.
Thanks for joining us here today. Well, smoking in your health is always a popular topic this time of the year, and 2015 marks a milestone for the province of Saskatchewan.
2015 marks 10 years since provincial legislation was put in place to ban smoking in all public facilities, including restaurants across Saskatchewan. A benchmark which the Canadian Cancer Society says has spurred positive results.
We've seen smoking rates drop, fewer people are exposed to secondhand smoke, and young people, kids, are growing up not having ever been exposed to smoking in a public place, which is fantastic. So that was a big change for a lot of people, but we have seen over the past 10 years from public opinion surveys and such that people love smoke-free places, and I think many people would like us to push for more.
But Chasnick says there's still a number of hurdles to overcome, such as banning smoking on outdoor patios, although some communities in the province have already taken the lead in this area.
As of January 1st, Martensville and Warman adopted a comprehensive outdoor smoking bylaw, which bans smoking on patios of restaurants and bars, in playgrounds and parks, and on sports fields where kids play. They banned the use of electronic cigarettes anywhere where tobacco use is banned. Saskatoon, 10 years ago, even before the provincial government banned smoking in public places, Saskatoon adopted a bylaw which included a smoking ban on outdoor patios. People there love it, and many people from Saskatoon, when they come to Regina, I hear this, are shocked that smoking is still allowed here in the capital city.
And as tobacco prices continue to increase and smokers are banned from lighting up in public, 2015 may be the year that you choose to kick the habit once and for all, for the benefit of your health and of those around you.
The City of Swift Current continues to work on its flood prevention efforts with a special study. We have more in this report.
Although it's the middle of winter, the City of Swift Current is already looking towards spring and how the annual runoff will affect water levels through the creek. Following approval at the recent City Council meeting, administration is moving forward with continuing its agreement with Golder Associates for a flood mitigation study, a process which began with the firm back in 2012.
What we found in that study, they identified about 6 locations along the creek that if we could raise the elevation some, we could accept a lot more volume of water down the creek and avoid spilling the banks and causing us to have to do temporary flood prevention measures. Of course, 2 of them pretty obvious, the ones that we've had to sandbag and temporary berm over the last couple of years when we've had high water. So, in the Ashley Park area and then in Piper's Addition.
Minkin adds this next phase of the study will focus on a more detailed design for permanent flood prevention.
We're focused on bringing up the levels of these banks to the 1 in 100 event area. So just to put that into a little bit of perspective, the event in 2011 and again last year, they were both about the same height, maybe a little less last year. We're both about 1 in 50 events, so this would take us up a fair bit higher than what we had. The 1 in 100, we looked at it, and the 1 in 100 height is the practical level for what we're doing. Anything beyond that, the city has got more problems than just these locations.
The final phase of the flood mitigation study is expected to be finalized and then presented to City Council in 2016. Starting a new business, especially a restaurant, can be difficult at the best of times. But this quaint restaurant in the heart of the community of Herbert is proof that with hard work and determination, dreams can become a reality. Connie Stevenson is the owner and head cook at Scuttlebutts Restaurant, a new hotspot in Herbert. Connie had worked in the food service industry for over 20 years before venturing out on her own.
When we were still living in Swift Current already, I was talking about possibilities of opening a restaurant. I'd wanted to do it there. When we came out here, I worked at another place for 2.5 years and kept still talking about, I want to do this, I want to do this. So we started looking at different buildings, and one day I just said, well, let's look at the old Marnie's building. So we went over to the town. She said, yeah, go ahead, take the keys and go take a peek. So we just took the steps from there, and right away we went and we saw Community Futures, and it's pretty much, it was just bang. It was a matter of, from October was the idea, and we opened in January, so it was very, very fast.
Along with starting a new business and buying a building in town came a variety of new challenges outside of Connie's comfort zone and previous experience working in restaurants.
A lot more paperwork than I ever expected. The town has been fantastic support. The one lady there, I don't know how many questions I threw at her. I brought it over and I'm like, what is this? So, I mean, they were fantastic.
Along with the support of the community, Connie needed more personal, direct help to truly succeed at her dream. The Stevenson family has taken on Scuttlebutts as a family affair, acting as servers, dishwashers, cashiers, and any other roles needed to keep their restaurant running smoothly.
We get a lot of compliments on how a husband and wife can work so well together. We run it very smooth. I'm in the kitchen. I love waitressing, so I come out and help them whenever I get the opportunity.
And with the help of Community Future Southwest and a lot of hard work, Connie and her family have built a business they can be proud of.
We put a goal in our mind of what we'd like to do on a daily basis, and most days we're surpassing that goal. So we're doing really well. The town's been fantastic, supportive. Lots of people. Our lunches are usually quite busy. We get a lot of coffeeers. It's exactly what we expected, plus more.
With the support of the community, a strong work ethic, and a supportive family, Scuttlebutts really is living up to its name as the talk of the town. With the experience she's now gained since opening the restaurant, Connie has some advice for others in a similar situation.
100% do it. Absolutely, yeah. Take the steps and go for it, because I mean the worst thing that's going to happen, if it doesn't work, you're not out anything because you weren't doing it before. And if it works, you're doing exactly what you wanted to. And I'm doing what I want to do. I love every minute of it. And like I said, my husband's been perfectly supportive. My kids are fantastic. My daughters are always telling me how proud they are of me. So it's good to hear that, you know.
Thanks to Community Future Southwest, success stories such as Scuttlebutts Restaurant are becoming more popular. Community Future Southwest helps business owners with financing and business training, making dreams become a reality. Contact their office today.
As we head into the middle of January, many in Southwest Saskatchewan are hoping for an early spring. And the annual Pig Spleen Forecast has all the details.
With several months of winter still ahead, we rely on a range of sources to get our weekly weather forecast. A unique and humorous spin on the traditional form of weather forecasting is that of the pig spleen. Jeff Woodward took over the family tradition in 2007 after the passing of his uncle Gus Wickstrom. And now with a number of forecasts under his belt, Jeff has released his predictions for 2015. And through the acquisition of 5 pig spleens from the Earview Hutterite colony near Gull Lake, he predicts a milder winter from the previous year.
The prediction basically said the first part of January would be cold, but from like January 1st and 2nd. This is a bit longer than I think what the spleens had predicted. It said there was going to be like -20 to -30 for about a week, and you know it's starting out that way, so not too bad. Then for mid-month, I think we're going to see, especially in the Southwest, things warm up probably to above normal temperatures. It dips down again towards the end of the month, and then the first part of February looks like it's going to be really quite mild in the Southwest.
And as the Pig Spleen Forecast only includes the months of January through June, Jeff says the remaining 6 months are a free-for-all of sorts, as traditional Pig Spleen forecasters are set in their roots in only highlighting the first half of the year.
Rituals that they did in the fall when they would slaughter a pig, and then they would look at what the winter weather was going to be. So they would usually slaughter a pig in November or December, and then think that the spleen was just representative of the winter period itself. So it's basically the rules of the spleen are that it's only good for 6 months.
More information on Jeff Woodward's hobby as a pig spleen forecaster and his famous Uncle Gus are all available online.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.